Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Uniquely Unqualified podcast, take 2, where we go over a single subject for more consumable content. But first, please like and subscribe. It helps me as I grow this channel. If you don't favor the content, subscribe anyway, and we'll follow the bottom of your algorithm, and you won't see anything of me but my face if I post a video. Let's get right into it. Democrats shut down the Department of Homeland Security. I said last week that this was not going to go well for them, and it seems that over the weekend, that's what we're seeing. We are seeing that since I explained that I had a couple of friends fly into the US and it's an absolute nightmare, missed their flights to come home yesterday, and now they're due to be back today. Why is that? Because TSA is not funded right now. They're not staffed. They missed a half a paycheck and then a full paycheck, and now people are calling out to work or outright quitting. And security lines at airports and other TSA positions are not. They're stopping the free flow of travel. So I think I mentioned something about high-profile people needing to travel to continue with commerce and etc. But what's going on right now that's going to expose the Democrats and their unwillingness to work with Donald Trump, because Trump, is airline CEOs are pressuring the Democrats to fund Department of Homeland Security so that TSA can come back to work and get the airports back up and running. If you do not remember, it wasn't very long ago where there was a government shutdown greatly affecting the Transportation Security Administration less than a year ago. So, the United States just got out of a COVID that made travel almost impossible. Then you fast forward a few years, then we've got this Democrat issue with Department of Homeland Security. Well, airline CEOs are pressuring Democrats to open the government, fund DHS so that they can fund the Transportation Security Administration so that Americans can move freely around their country. These airlines, some of these CEOs include the CEO of Delta, Southwest, United, FedEx, and UPS. So don't forget, Transportation Security Administration is not just in the assholes in blue suits with badges harassing you while you're trying to go through security with, at most, a bottle of water or some fingernail clippers that you forgot to take out of your bag, and now you're going to be searched and treated like a potential fucking terrorist. They're not just those guys. They're also in charge of stuff like packages getting onto airports and onto airplanes. So that's why FedEx and UPS is stepping up and putting pressure on the Democrats for DHS funding as well. Because like I said last week, we need commerce, we need movement. People need to be able to move. Business owners need to be able to move packages, deliveries, Amazon, etc. We need to be able to move. This isn't going to, as I said, this whole move is not going to bode well for the Democrats, and now we're starting to see the unbelievable pressure come down on them, not only to mention the terrorist attacks that have been happening in the United States of America. I do terrorist attack because I don't know if these are funded incels or funded sleeper cells, or if they are just very ambitious people running vehicles. I don't think that they are sleeper cells. And I will just use the issue in, was it Wisconsin or Minnesota? I don't remember right now, where the Islamic radical drove a vehicle loaded with fireworks, not ammonium nitrate, not TNT, fucking, whiz bang booms and whistling Pete's and bottle rockets and shit. Fireworks. And he went in there with a gun. He blew through the synagogue in a truck. The whole vehicle caught fire. He also had gasoline. Obviously, the truck was running, but he had like barrels of gasoline as well. So he was intended on barreling through this synagogue in some form of a failed, well, I guess it wasn't failed because he eventually did kill himself. But barrels through the synagogue with a truck full of fireworks and unleaded fuel and a gun, and gets into a gunfight with one of the security officers of the synagogue, and ultimately, I believe, kills himself. So that's why I just feel like if it was a like a sleeper cell kind of a thing, they would have more access to resources. So that's why terrorist attacks. Anyway, you need Department of Homeland Security open to make sure that shit doesn't happen. So now the Democrats have all that going on, plus the travel is an absolute nightmare. And now it's starting to affect commerce and business on a scale where CEOs of airlines are saying, yo, get over it, fund us. The other thing that the CEOs are really putting a lot of pressure on, they want to push, is what do they call it? A clean stopgap funding bill to prevent disruption in the future, so that we can have a functioning air travel system and functioning delivery system. So hopefully, man, people fucking hate losing, and I understand. I'm not a big fan of losing either. However, I can accept it if I have been bested. And the Democrats, I'm sure Republicans too, but the issue right now, and when the I've been railing about Iran, but as soon as the Republicans cause as much national disruption, not international, national disruption as the Democrats are, then I'll start railing on them. But for right now, it's the fucking Democrats that are doing this. And so take the L. You lost. You've lost. You need to go back to the drawing board. You've lost the message. This isn't going to go well for you because you are all a bunch of paid shills, and these CEOs, some of them, their countries have funded parts of your campaigns. And so now you're doing shit that doesn't go along with what they want you to do. So reopen the funding, change up your message, change your position, understand that you're just not the majority opinion in the country. You're not. And so take the L, reopen the funding, go back to the drawing board, get rid of AOC and Newsom and Harris. They are dead in the water. They are a piss poor representation of your party. Get rid of them. Back on track, clean stopgap to reopen and funding bill to prevent disruption from from politics to the Department of Homeland Security, most specifically the Transportation Security Administration, so that we don't have this issue again. Not only that, we're heading into spring break, folks. We're heading into summer. We've got international sports going on around the world. America is a very large country population-wise. We account for a fat dollar amount that goes to the airlines. I can get from Mexico City to Japan and back for $600 US. It would cost me double or triple that amount for a round trip ticket to Japan and back if I were to leave out of Los Angeles or Seattle. So we are a huge chunk of money going into these airlines. And the American people, American air travel is a massive reason why the airlines we subsidize the rest of the world's travel because costs are so fucking expensive in America. I can take a Delta flight out of Mexico City for a fraction of the cost. It's the same plane that would leave from LA, same pilot potentially. It's not like you get some Delta B team in there. So we have spring break coming up. We've got tropical places to get these frickin' undereducated, over-opinionated, ridiculous college students and high school students to tropical places for spring break. Family vacations are coming. People want to go to Disneyland, Silverwood, Disney World, the East Coast. People want to get around. Not only that, but we've got the World Cup in full swing right now. Full swing. And so we need to get this back up and running. So good on the CEOs of the airlines. Thank you very much. Uniquely Unqualified podcast, take 2. We'll see you soon.